Hi, and here's part 4 of our sci-fi helmet tutorial here. I'm going to continue some work on this rail so that we can get some more detail in there, and also as well I want that front edge to maybe slope down a little bit. So I'm going to add some shaping to this. We'll go back into our edit mode here and vertices, and we're going to want to select all those top vertices there. I just want to make sure we have them all. Okay, we'll come to my left side view and we're going to move that down. Not so happy with that. Let's add in a loop cut first of all, because I want it to start from further towards the front. Okay, so we'll add that loop cut there and select these vertices again. Alright, and then let's make sure we've got all of those. Then we'll drag that down. Alright, so we'll go to our left side view. I'm going to bring that down, not too much, just a little bit. I think just like that should be enough. And if we want, we can select this edge loop here, Control E, edge loop, view to the left side, and we'll drag this back a little bit there. Okay, so there's our slope at the front of our mask. I think that's okay. I may also want to move this back side up as well, so I'm going to add in another edge loop, so loop cut, and we'll put this one around here. Okay, now for this I need to select all of these vertices here. Oops. It's going to be a bit tricky. We've got to make sure that we get them all. But not these top ones. Sorry about that. Only the bottom. Alright, so once we've got all of those, I think that's them all. Now we're still missing some. Okay, there. No, still missed one vertex on the end. Alright, okay, that's them all. I can move that up, and there, it moves the whole of our back rail. Now, because we've got our mirror modifier on there, it copies on the other side, so we don't need to worry about this other side. We're getting like a 2-for-1 deal with this part of the head. Okay. Now though, if we skip back into object mode, those are curved edges, which is okay. I kind of like that curve at the back there. But I think this front one I want to be a little bit more defined. I also think it needs to drop down a little bit more. So let's just select these again. Make sure we've got everything. Shift that down a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll get our edge loop cut again. We want to tighten up this edge here. Yeah, so now you can see we've got a nice combination now of the curved part at the rear and this more defined angular section there at the front. This is coming along quite nicely now. I'm going to add a little feature up here at the top of it. I'm not sure if I want that to be mirrored on both sides. I think so, yeah. So we'll add in something at the top here. So we'll come back over here into our edit mode. And it's going to be around this middle part here. Okay. So what I'm going to do for this is I'll add in loop cut again. And I want it to be sat a little bit in from the edge. And the same at the rear. No, just on this side here. I think that's okay. And then we add another loop cut. There, I think. It's kind of at a strange angle. That's okay. Alright, instead of a loop cut there, all I want to do is just get my knife and we're going to create a straight edge. So let me go to the top view. Grab the knife. We'll put that in there. Okay, and then I think I want another one. Just a little bit further down around here. Okay, I think I'm good with that. Now I'll select the face, and we just want to extrude this face upwards. Not that much. It's about good. It's object mode. There. So now you can see our extruded protrusion on the top of our rail. It's a little bit too rounded though, so obviously we need to add our holding geometry on the corners. But before I do that, I want to shape this so it's a bit more interesting shape. So I'm going to grab that front edge, I'm going to move that down and backwards a little bit. Nope. Add a loop cut into this. Grab that front edge. I'm going to bring that down to here. There, so it's beginning to add in our hard edges now, you can see. I want my bottom here probably to be a hard edge. And the back. I think I'll keep that top curved. Maybe the back edge. Okay, so loop cuts for the rear. Something just a little bit fishy going on at the rear here. Just try and figure out what that is. I think it's possibly because our loop cut maybe doesn't go all the way around. This one here. Not sure if it's continuing on that side of the head. Just go back a little bit. Try and sort out this rear part first of all. The front was easier to do. So if we put a loop cut in here, and we'll add another here. Let's check out this back edge. Okay. Sometimes just getting these hard corners can be a little bit problematic depending on the geometry that you're trying to achieve. Starting to get there. The rear here. So we need to add in some more cuts to this back side. Something like this. Okay, that's beginning to get there now. We've still got a little bit of a funny thing going on at the rear here. It seems to be disappearing. Like it's curving this corner where we don't want it to be curved. I think maybe if we continue our cuts here out. Let's check that out. Still not quite. Okay, there we go. So that sorts out our corner there at the rear. Now we've got a nice sharp corner on it, and we just need to do the same then on the other side. Just got to make sure that these cuts extend across there. So we just need to probably add in the same cuts on this side. So they extend all the way out. And there we go. Okay, so that sorts out our rear corner there. I want to do this section again, so we'll just add in our loop cut here. Gives us the harder edge at the front. Alright. So final part is this. Okay, So there we go, there's our little feature now on the top, and it should be mirrored on the other side as well for us there. Like I said, we get 2 for 1 on this. So there's our little feature on top of the rail. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this. Now I want to add into here some little clips coming off, because I'm going to have the front piece clipped onto there. So I think I want to bring this whole front part back a little bit. So we'll come back here into our edit mode and we'll grab all of these front vertices. Okay, go to our left side view. I'm going to move all of that back a little bit, because I'm going to have another section which is going to kind of clip on at the front here, almost type of effect. So I want that to be shorter at the front. That's better. Okay, now I want to add those clips to the front here. So that's going to be done in the same way that you've seen basically so far, with just continuing to make cuts and extrusions, extruding pieces out and parts, and making sure that we maintain those hard edges. So I'm just going to put this into a time lapse so you can see how I modeled the rest of the front of this section. So I've finished modeling in those front 2 little tabs there. You show on the time lapse. So we've got these 2 little tabs which are going to be part which clips into our front visor, you'll see later on. And up here I've also recessed a little bit this front part. So that's what I did there during the time lapse. Now we're going to add in a like a hydraulic hose or tube at the rear here. So we're going to extrude a circle along a path. So the way that we're going to do this is let's grab our create, and we're going to create a NURBS curve. And let's move that over to here, and properties over here. Just close this. It's a bit bigger. Okay, there. Right. I want to change this to, where are we? Endpoint U. Yeah. Okay. Now, center that up a little bit. I'm going to go to my top view. Okay, so I want to manipulate this curve a little bit, so we'll go into our edit mode, and we're going to pull the curve around like this. I probably want it in line with say the third little square down there. Okay, and then we'll move our edges here and here. want this to basically approximately follow the profile of the rear of our helmet here. So I'll bring this up a little bit. I wanted to come this far, so let's move those edges down here. Make things easier for lining it up, we'll use these main grid lines. And then we move this out. Then we move this out. Maybe a little flatter. I don't want it to curve out too far at the back. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Alright, so now we'll come over to here and we'll create a circle. Just head over into object mode. Oops. I want to delete this. Hold on. Created that. Go into object mode first and create my circle. Scale this down, probably a bit more than that. You don't want this to be very big. Now we'll select our curve, and over here in our bevel object we want to choose the Bezier circle, and there we go. That will then extract our, you can hide that, we'll extract that circle along this path, so we end up with this hose or tube, which is basically what we want. So we'll now go to a left side view, and I want to bring this up around the back of our helmet. That's good. It's okay that it touches and disappears in a little bit there. We'll just shift it back slightly. Just make some fine adjustment to it. Okay, I think we're pretty good there. Now we'll just go into our edit mode, and we can now more easily manipulate these here and see what's going on. So I want that to just be a little bit closer in. And probably shift that out slightly. Okay, that's pretty good. Happy with that. So that's how we can extrude a circle or a shape along a path. It could be a square or any other shape that we've drawn. Now, if we want to change the diameter a little bit, then we would just go back over to our circle, our Bezier circle there. Scale. Need to make it visible again. Scale, and when we make that bigger, you'll see the changes reflected in our pipe there, which is pretty neat. Okay, so I'm going to change this to hydraulic diameter, and I'll change this nurbs curve to hydraulic hose. Okay. So in the next part of this tutorial, we're going to continue adding detail to this accessory rail here. We need something for this hydraulic hose to plug into and whatnot. So we'll continue developing this. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the like button. And you can head over to my blog where you can download also the project files for this, so you can open them up in Blender yourself and play around with them. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.